I'm pleased to be joined by Michigan offensive lineman LaDarius Henderson, who goes by LD. LD, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm excited to talk with you. I want to get started off the rip. I have had Michigan ranked as the number one team in the country for a few weeks now. Do you believe that Michigan is the number one team in the country?
I mean, we should be. We better be. We don't like to do too much talking with our mouth though. So I mean, we still got a lot more to prove and a lot of games to do it. But I mean, as far as the way we talk in our building and what we believe in ourselves and what we're capable of, we definitely should be.
I think so too. It's more about not who you're playing, but how you are playing against them. And y'all been nothing but dominating this year, which is not exactly unexpected given what the schedules look like. It's going to get a little bit tougher come November. But I'm curious about, when did you first see that this Michigan team could be dominating?
Well, even dating back is when I was deciding on what school I wanted to go to out of the transfer portal, just seeing how many players they had returning. And not only just about the players that Michigan had returning, but just kind of the mindset and the how they speak in this building and how they kind of go about every day to day. And it's like, man, a team like this with players like this and coaches like this can really have a shot. So I want to be a part of that.
Well, you certainly are going to have an opportunity to be a part of that, given what Michigan has been basically the last couple of years. But I'm curious, as a guy who was a captain at Arizona State, played for Herm Edwards, really good running the football over there, what was it like to know that you have to play yourself into even game time situations, let alone a starting job at Michigan?
Well, so like you said, I got to play for Coach Herm Edwards, and I mean, I got to see a lot of success at Arizona State early on. I got to, be a true freshman there and start for 4 years, and just coming to a program like this out of the transfer portal, being a new guy and just kind of working your way into a starting role, having to go out and earn that. That's something that I wasn't going to shy away from, So I feel like as a player, especially a football player, any athlete really, you have to be extremely confident and sometimes even to a fault. But if you don't believe in yourself to go out and earn something that you want and you feel like you're capable of doing, then you kind of got more problems than football. So it's I wasn't afraid of it, and I'm one of the best decisions I made in my life.
I really like that perspective. I like it a lot more because that offensive line group with you is extremely deep. 7 guys that Jim Nagy told me right here on this show would not be surprised to see all 7 of you dudes drafted in 2024. And I believe that would be a first for any school with that number of offensive linemen. But it's one thing to have faith in yourself and faith in the program. It is another thing to win Offensive Player of the Week as an offensive lineman in Nebraska, 45-7, but also I read Austin Meeks' story in The Athletic, and he cited that the offensive linemen were getting ready to take a picture to celebrate their win at Lincoln. And Trevor Keegan noticed that you weren't there, and he invited you over and told everybody how much they trust you. What does that mean to you as a player that's coming in your first year and really trying to earn the trust of that room?
Man, it means so much because like you said, there's seven guys who are on scouting reports for the next level. So there's only 5 guys that are going to play, and at a time, and just that these guys who have seen so much success in the Big Ten and have their own lucrative resumes going on, it's just like that we trust each other, and there's just so much love in this room. To be completely honest, like those are my guys, and I'm sure they would say the same thing about me. And for them to feel that way about me, it speaks volume, I think, and I feel the exact same way about them. I trust that guy, and we just have a bunch of not only talented guys, but just smart guys in our room that really know football and just trust each other and really like each other. So, I mean, it's awesome to be in a room like that.
A lot of programs tout themselves as being an offensive line first university, knowing that the offense needs to start with you all. But it feels like with Coach Harbaugh and Coach Moore, that's who the identity of this program has become. 2-time Joe Moore award-winning offensive line. You got really thunder and lightning back there in Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. How does it feel to know that whoever's lining up against you, the 5 of y'all going to be able to move them? and open up these holes for these backs and get what you need, not just what you want.
Oh, hey, Joe Moore said it. There's no greater feeling than moving a man from point A to point B. But it's awesome. Like, I feel like teams have to legitimately, think, man, we have to come with it. We have to play our best game with these guys, and people respect us, and respect is a privilege. But hey, we just like to focus on not what we've been, or should I say what they've been, but just kind of what we want to continue to be, because there's mountains and there's valleys, and we want to make sure even though these guys have seen the top and we want to continue to see higher than that, but we just want to make sure we never get complacent, if that makes sense.
It does. It also kind of screams your head coach's personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coach Harbaugh is an everyday dude, but he's also a severe dude. Same thing with Coach Edwards. He's an everyday dude, but he's also a severe dude. They're about football. They're about the main thing being the main thing. I wonder, do you see similarities between Coach Harbaugh and Coach Edwards?
Of course. I think the biggest similarity that I see between both of the head coaches that I had are really just their charismatic personalities. Like, a team meeting is although it is, we get what we need to get out of team meetings, and we do talk business. It is you can see some funny stuff in there, man. Like, just like the way they can command the room is.
Please give me an example of Coach Harbaugh doing something, let's say, that caught you off guard.
Coach Harbaugh, okay. Let's see, what's a good example of Coach Harbaugh? He's just very very intelligent, and he's seen so much, and he's so experienced. He has a ton of stories that resonate with what we're going through. Like, a bunch. Not okay. You got to follow me on this one. All right.
Okay. All right.
Be prepared. Not to compare Coach Harbaugh to Jesus. That's crazy. You know how
start.
That's a crazy start. You know how in the Bible, when people would ask Jesus something and he would come back with a parable? Yeah, sometimes it's like that, but it's funny. It's super cool. It's just he has stories on top of stories, but they all, because he's seen so much. He played so much. He's a legend, and it's awesome. So I can't get into specific stories because it's not fresh on my mind, but that's just, yeah, I wasn't trying to make clickbait right there, but it just happened.
No, it strikes as authentic. It really does, because that's also what we get to see from Coach Harbaugh on the sidelines and in interviews. Like, he is himself full-time all the time, and that's one of the reasons I believe he's become such an endearing figure at Michigan. Even if it didn't get started as quickly as people wanted it to, you come to respect and even like that guy being on your sideline. So that leads me to, what was it like to not have him on the sideline for those first 3 games of your career at Michigan?
It was, the thing is, it made us we wanted to go get those games and attack those games and kind of add a more fuel to our fire in a way. And we really would love our coach to be here. He really would love to be here, and let's go handle business until he can get back, and the coaches that we did have fill in for him, they did an amazing job, and I'm sure we got a lot of future head coaches on our staff. But it's one of those things we wanted to let's go attack this for our coach,
Well, I'm going to add there, because I believe that Coach Moore is on that trajectory of being a head coach. I'm an Oklahoma fan. I grew up in Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma. I respect Coach Moore quite a bit. I'm sure you do too.
Oh, yeah.
What about him do you think makes him a great candidate to be not just your offensive line coach and coordinator, but perhaps even a future head coach?
I don't, there's so many things I could say. How much time do we have? This guy, not only is he one of the smartest football minds I've been around, he's also one of the more personable people, easy to talk to, understanding guys, to be around. He's a great teacher. I feel like a lot of people get into coaching a lot of players think, okay, whenever I'm done, I'm going to just get into coaching. But people don't realize there's an element of teaching that you have to be relatively good at to be a good coach. He's a great teacher, great leader. he can get you fired up. He can also teach you the game. Like, what can he do is the real question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
My last one for you. What do you want to accomplish with the time you have left at the University of Michigan?
I feel like things that kind of changes once you actually get into this building. I mean, as a player entering the transfer portal, like back in December, I probably would have told you I want to go to Michigan. I want to play with the best offensive line. I want to, boost my draft stock as much as I possibly can. And all these things are true, and there still are goals. But as a player, once you get in this building and you experience, this building and experience Michigan Wolverine football, we want to win, and I want to win, and that's what I want to do. Like, I'm just being completely honest with you.
Well, you're on that trajectory and hoping to get Michigan where they've never gone before, which is to a national title game in the college football playoff era, and maybe even a national championship. LaDarius Henderson, thank you so much for taking time to join me here on the #1 College Football Show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching the #1 College Football Show. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and like this video so that you don't miss any of the best college football coverage in America.